All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is an interview for Sociology 20, and our observational field notes take place in the Target and Westwood. And today we're going to be interviewing Giovanna De La Cruz. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Giovanna.
I'm a second year neuroscience major, and I live on the hill.
Cool. Would you say you live pretty close to the Target here in Westwood?
Yeah, it's walking distance.
Oh, walking distance. Cool, cool, cool. So how would you describe your preparation when shopping at Target? Do you go in there with a list of items, or do you just go in there with a general idea of what you need to buy?
I usually get a general idea of what I need, and then as I'm shopping, I might add a few more things to that list.
Okay, cool. Can you explain what are some factors you consider when choosing a product? For example, price or brand.
Yeah, I look at the price of it, and I look at the quality of the product, and then I try to just get the um, best one out of those.
Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on purchasing at the self checkout line versus the regular checkout line?
I prefer the self checkout line just because I feel like it goes by faster than the regular line.
Um, in what situations have you asked a Target employee for assistance?
If I don't know where something is located, or if they have a certain product that I'm not sure if they sell or not, I might ask them for help.
Can you describe your typical Target shopping experience?
Um, well, it depends on how much time I have that day. If I'm not in a rush, I'll just go in and I'll just grab whatever I need and head out pretty quickly. But if I have more time, I'll try to like circle around and see more things from each section.
What are your thoughts on shopping with someone else at Target?
Um, it's it's fine. You get to get more opinions on certain products, whether or not it's worth buying.
Would you prefer shopping alone or with someone else, and why?
Um, Usually I like to shop alone just so that I can do it more quickly. But if I have more time, then I like shopping with other people.
What has your shopping experience been when shopping with a friend?
Um, we like to look at everything and like all the different products and all of the different brands and compare it. Usually we like to compare like if we're from because here in LA like there's people from like all over, so that we like to compare like the prices from where each one of us is from. Like I know that from San Diego, I'm from San Diego, so prices are a little cheaper there, and yeah, that's what we do.
Cool. What would you say is the most time consuming when shopping at Target? For instance, looking for groceries, choosing the right cleaning product, makeup product, personal hygiene product.
I spend a lot of time in the food section just because there's like all sorts of brands and that offer different things.
And why do you think that you would spend more time in this section? I know you already kind of hit that point, but do you believe that there's a bigger discrepancy in brands in grocery shopping, or a bigger gap in prices in the grocery section?
Um, I think that there is, I think there's more variety in the food section. Yeah.
So tell us, do you use the Target? I mean, the Starbucks that's located inside the Target. And if you do you order Starbucks before or after shopping, and why?
Yes, I do buy Starbucks at Target, and usually I'll get it afterwards. So I'll do my shopping and then I'll get the Starbucks.
When you shop at Target, do you prefer cash or card as the form of payment?
I use card just because it's easier, and um, I like to save cash for cash only situations, and Target takes um, cards.
When you use you mentioned that you like to use the self checkout over the regular checkout line. When you use coupons, do you have difficulty entering your information into the self checkout line?
Yeah, sometimes so then I won't use it.
Would you say this is an instance in which you ask an employee to come over and help you?
Yes.
When shopping at Target, do you bring recyclable bags or do you purchase bags there?
I like to bring my own bags.
Would you say that you prefer? Why would you say you prefer to bring your own bags over buying bags at Target?
Because I already have reusable bags, so I can just use those rather than spending more money and hurting the environment more.
Please describe your opinion and or preference of Target brand items.
Um, I think that they're um, less expensive than other well-known projects or brands, but at the same time, I'm not I'm not too sure about the quality of it. I think it's okay.
Do you believe that Target has a good selection of groceries compared to food stores such as Food Max, Ralph's, and Whole Foods?
I think that for most things it's fine, but for produce, I don't like to shop. I don't like to purchase produce at Target because it's way more expensive than at other places, and I don't think that the quality of the produce is that great. But with other with other brands, like if it's granola bars or cereal or anything like that, I'd say it's okay. It's just a little more on the expensive side.
Would you say that there was an instance in which you chose to go to Ralph's over Target given that they're located in the same area?
Yeah, I've done that before because I want to see if Ralph's like has better prices.
Oh, okay. So you would say you compare prices before you purchase.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So moving on to a few more questions. Do you prefer shopping at Target alone or with someone else?
Um, I like shopping alone if I need to if I don't have a lot of time. But if I do have time, then I like to shop with other people and so that we can talk and um, just look around. It's more fun.
Would you say shopping with someone else increases the duration of your visit to Target?
Yeah, it really does because then you both have opinions, or all of you all have opinions, and you all want to see different things. So then it takes longer to get around.
Uh, what do you usually go to Target for?
I um I usually get snacks there, like granola bars, um, or candy.
And what section of the store would you say that you visit the most frequently?
The food section.
Okay. When you go into Target, do you end up buying more than what you originally went in for? Why or why not?
Yes, I do because I see things didn't that I didn't think I needed before, but then like since they're right there, I might as well just take it just in case I need it later on.
Would you consider to be Target affordable or more expensive than other compared to other stores?
I think Target is more expensive than other stores.
Is there any difference that you have observed from this Target in Westwood compared to other Targets? Since you mentioned that you're from San Diego, is there could you elaborate more on the discrepancy in prices?
Yeah, I just noticed that even if it's like 50 cents or something, a lot of times I won't buy things here because I think, oh, I can just go home and buy it there where it's like less expensive.
And when you visit this Target in Westwood, do you usually interact with customers? Given that many of the customers are students from UCLA.
No, not really. I just kind of keep to myself and do my own thing.
Um, can you please describe an unusual scenario that you've encountered um, at the Westwood in right here? I mean, at the Target here in Westwood. I know that some of my observational field notes, um, I noted that many homeless people come into the Target. Have you had any like encounters with that?
Um, I actually haven't. I haven't. But I don't think I'm. Yeah, I actually haven't seen that.
When you're shopping for items, do you usually place items back before you go and pay for your items?
Yeah, because a lot of times I'll grab a lot more, way more than I need. So and then I'll realize, okay, I don't really need this, so then I'll place it back.
Would you say that you use the price checker to check the price of your items before you purchase them?
Yeah, if something doesn't have a price, I'll use the price checker. Because I think I can't, I don't usually just buy things without knowing their price.
Would you say that um, you check out the clearance aisle a lot, or do you usually go for what you originally intended to buy?
Again, it depends on how much time I have,
Mm.
because if I don't have a lot of time, I just go in and go out. But then if I have more time to look around, then I'll definitely check out the clearance section, because a lot of times they have good deals. It's just interesting to see.
Okay, I want to elaborate real quick on coming back to the second question I asked. Can you explain what are some factors when choosing a product? Is there any specific brands that you look for at Target?
Um, yeah, I like to. Well, I like to eat granola bars, and so I'll eat Kind bars, and specifically I like this one flavor, and I've noticed that, for instance, Ralph's doesn't have it, so then I'll go to um, Target to get that. So I guess it just yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned that you usually walk to Target. Is there any instances in which you Uber or Bird there?
um, mm, I don't. I haven't. No, I haven't done that. But I sometimes, like if it's the weekend, I'll take the UCLA Westwood shuttle.
Oh, okay. And what's the typical amount that you spend on your visits to Target?
Um, probably $10 to $20.
Do you have a difficult time carrying your items back to your dorm, given that it is walking distance, but it is also um, quite a distance to travel when you're carrying like a bunch of bags.
Yeah, it is. It can be difficult because sometimes the items are heavy, or they're just like you don't have enough space to carry them back. And I think it's like what, a mile uphill, so
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult.
Would you choose to shop at another store even if it were further, or do you just choose Target because of its location, of its convenient location?
I think it's because of its location, just because it's like one of the closest stores to us.
Have you had any bad experiences with any employees?
Oh, actually, yes. The other day I was with some coworkers at Target, and we were looking for cupcakes because it was someone's birthday, and we asked this person who was wearing red because you don't want to assume just because they're wearing red that they work there.
Yeah.
But we were like, "Hi, do you work at Target?" And he was kind of mean. He was like, "Yes," and we were like, "Do you have cupcakes?" And he's like, "No, we're not a bakery."
Wow.
We were like, "Oh, okay, thanks."
Wow. A follow-up question to that. One of the members in our discussion section noted that on Friday night, most of the employees were really quote unquote dead and without any energy. And is that how you would describe Target employees, or are they for the most part enthusiastic about helping you?
I think for the most part, yeah, they're pretty the dead inside quote. I feel like they just want to get their day over with.
Okay. Have you noticed a difference in treatment um, from from the employees? Like, for example, when you're asking them a question, can you help me find the item blank? And then, is there a difference from the employees that are working in the cash register, given that they want to get customers in and out as soon as they can to help the next customer that's in line?
Wait, can you say that again?
Sure. So, do you notice a difference in the quality of help that Target employees give you when they're helping you look for an item, as opposed to employees that are working in the cash register when they want to get customers in and out of the line as soon as possible?
Oh yeah, I think that when you ask someone, they'll even if they're not too enthusiastic about it, they'll try to help you. But if you're in line and there's like a big rush, I think might stress them out or something, and they just kind of ignore what you're saying and just kind of like move on.
Okay. And then also in our field notes, we noted that there was employees. There was a lot of shoppers by the electronics section. Have you had any experience shopping in their like TV and electronics section?
Um, I've no, I haven't. I've been there just to look around, but I've never bought anything.
Okay. And would you say that employees are knowledgeable about the products itself? For example, have you ever um, had an experience where you ask an employee about a product and they know nothing about it?
Yeah, I think that for the most part, that's kind of what they do. They just kind of read the label.
Oh, sorry, let me scroll down here. And since they don't have a lot of expertise in the product, does that influence it, whether you buy the product or not?
Um, if it's something that I don't really need, I probably won't buy it because I don't want to make like I like to be informed of what I like of the product that I'm buying.
Okay. And something else that we noticed in our field notes was that there was a lot of families that were shopping. When you go to Target, would you say that there's predominantly UCLA students, couples shopping, family shopping, or elderly couples that are shopping?
I think that for the I've seen like all of those, but I think I tend to see students shopping there.
Mostly students. And what kind of items are students buying?
Um, Usually like um hygiene products like shampoo and soap, and or they're buying snacks like candy, popcorn, that stuff.
Okay. And when you go shopping to Target, do you try to just go in there in and out as soon as you can and shop as quickly as possible? Or is shopping, or would you just describe shopping as something that you take your time doing?
Um, I you if I do have the time, I like to take my time and really read like read what I'm buying or get information on things or compare certain products. But
Okay.
it just all depends on how much time I have that day.
And when you're shopping at Target, would you say that you're on your phone a lot, or would you say that you have a headset um, and you're listening to music while you shop?
um, Usually I I'm on the phone talking to someone. Um, just and like to ask their opinion on certain things too. But I do think that I'm on my phone a lot.
Okay, give me 1 second. Oh yes. We also noticed that there was a difference in whether people shopped with a cart or would they shop with a mini basket. When you go to Target, would you say that you usually use a cart or a mini basket?
I think if I don't have a lot of items, I'll get the mini basket. But if I have time and I wanna get a lot of things, then I'll usually take the cart.
And you mentioned that you prefer paying with your card versus paying with your cash. Have you had any difficulty paying with your card, given that some of the machines have a hard time reading the scanner, or they have a hard time reading the new chip that's been implemented into the card?
Yeah, that has happened to me before, and then they'll get try to get some like assistance with it, and they'll move me to a different register.
Okay. Yes. We also noticed that there was employees that were constantly reorganizing the clothes. And what has been your experience with the clothing section? Do you usually find it in in a good condition, meaning all the clothes are folded up, or do you usually see that there's a lot of clothes on the floor getting trampled by customers or getting rolled over by carts?
I think I've actually noticed that it's very narrow, and so there's not a lot of space to walk between, um, between like clothes, and it seems a little overwhelming. There's just a lot of clothes everywhere.
Okay. A little follow up question about where you said it seems like it's overwhelming. Would you say that, given the amount of brands that Target has, is it difficult to make a selection of what clothing item you will select?
Yes, because um, there's a lot of variety, and again, I don't know if it's better to buy it here or to buy it at another store or back home. So I usually try to compare.
When you go clothes shopping, do you usually go shopping with a friend, or do you usually go shopping alone?
Um, I like to go with other people.
So, would you say that when you're grocery shopping, you would like to do that alone as opposed to when you go clothes shopping, you would like to do that with a friend?
Yes. I think that because with I have I kind of already know what I want to get when I go shopping for food. But then when I don't really know too much about shopping for clothes, so I want to get a second opinion on things.
So, would you say that when you're shopping for food, you have like a list of what you want? I know on question number one, you said that you just have a general idea of what you want, but when it's something more specific, like um, where you put all your most of your time in for grocery shopping, would you say that you come in with a list or also a general idea?
I think that when I'm shopping for food, I do have a list, but it's kind of like I might go off of that list. But when I'm shopping for clothes, it's very it's very kind of vague. It's just kind of like, oh, I need shorts or something. But then there's like different types of shorts, like short shorts or longer shorts or different color shorts, and then aside from that, the brand and the price. I think that shopping for food is just like easier.
And we also noticed that a lot of customers would compare prices and pick up the item, look at it, and then place it back. Do you believe that this can be due to um, packages or have a different amount of quantities? For example, if a customer goes in there only needing two of one item, but the package only comes in four, do you believe that that plays a factor in whether the customer selects the item or not?
Yeah, because it depends on the item. Because if it's something that is gonna go bad and they know that they're not gonna finish that product, then there's no point in buying it because it's just gonna go bad and lose more money because it's more expensive.
Have you ever bought in bulk at Target? And why or why not?
Yeah, usually at the beginning of the quarter, I'll buy like a lot of snacks because um, because usually I have more time then, so I just spend more time looking at things, and then I know that later on in the quarter I won't have as much time to make Target trips, so it's just better to have everything there from the beginning.
Okay. Getting back to when we were talking about the clothing section, when selecting a piece of clothing, would you say that you go and try it on, or do you simply like lay it over the clothes that you're already wearing to just get a general idea of whether it's gonna fit or not?
I think I just kind of lay it over me to see, get an idea of if it's gonna fit. Actually, this is at Target, right?
Yeah.
I don't, I don't, I don't think I even know where the fitting rooms are.
Would you say that the fitting rooms aren't conveniently located?
Yeah, I've never seen them.
Okay. When you're shopping back home in San Diego, do you usually go shopping with your family, or do you also go shopping alone? And would you say that shopping for you at home is a family bonding experience?
I go with my family a lot. We like to go to Costco, and it's kind of like you know, um, that's where we just spend most of our time. Even if we don't really need anything, we just kind of go there. It's definitely a bonding experience.
Okay. So you said that you shop at Costco. How would you compare Costco, which is a really big store, a place where people go buy in bulk? How would you compare Costco to Target?
I think Costco is just has better quality for better prices, and even though it's in bulk, I still think it's like better price than in Target. I would probably go to Target. I mean to Costco if it were closer to me.
So location would
Yeah,
definitely be a factor for you.
because I think the closest one is Marina Del Rey, which is kind of far if I don't have a car.
Yeah. And in previous questions, you mentioned that you like to get Starbucks after you shop. Would you say that there being a Starbucks inside of Target, um, would that be like a little incentive to shop at Target, or is that just something that doesn't really play a factor in you going to Target?
Um, I think it's more an incentive to get Starbucks because like I have to go to Target, but then it's like Starbucks is there already, so I might as well get something.
How would you describe checkout lines? Do you usually spend more than 5 minutes in a checkout line, or um, do you typically just spend like a few minutes in there?
I think it definitely depends on the day and time, but I think for the most part it's just a couple minutes.
Okay, follow up question for that one it would be what days and what time of the day do you usually go to Target?
Um, I I try to go in the morning so that there's not a lot of people, like as soon as they open.
Have you ever gone to Target on a Friday night?
Yeah, the lines are much longer. There's a lot more people.
Would you trust the quality of Target? Like, would you recommend Target to other people?
Yeah, I think they have a lot of variety, and even though it is a little more expensive, in my opinion, I think it's good quality.
Um, you mentioned you live in right here in the vicinity of Westwood. Have you shopped at organic places such as Trader Joe's for your groceries?
Yeah, I shop at Trader Joe's a lot.
Okay. Since you shop at Trader Joe's a lot, how would you compare the grocery section in Trader Joe's to Target?
I think it's much better quality for a much better price
Much better price in Trader Joe's
in
or
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's? Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions that we have. Do you have any questions for me? All right. Well, thank you so much for participating in our interview. Thank you.